What's going on? It is hot, hot today. Hot day. It's just a little early today, so I decided to shoot you guys alive. If you guys have any questions, I should have tested this before. If you guys have any questions, like I said, I'm a little early today. I had to do a couple of things before I got to this warehouse. I gave my driver the day off today because I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. So he's going to be busy on his own. Well, they're both going to be on their own, but this one particular today, I gave him a day off because he's going to be busier than normal. So, yep, so that's what I'm doing. I've been crazy busy for the last couple of weeks. But if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post them up. Anything you guys to know about the driving, cargo van, box truck, if it's worth it, if it isn't. Let me just find another spot so I can turn the van off. But yeah, any questions, you guys need to hit them up. If you new here, thanks for stopping by. If you see my lives before, thanks for coming back. Like I said, I've had a crazy week, and the last couple of days has been hot, been crazy hot out here. One of the couple of drivers have been out sick, so they've asked me to cover them. So I've been doing that myself for the last couple of days. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy how busy it can get all of a sudden. And I'm about to go on vacation. Like I said, I'm about to leave. I'm about to go to Miami next week for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's just, I hope nobody called while I'm on vacation. I do have a buddy of mine on standby that has done this in the past. He's gonna help me out if they actually give me a call while I'm on vacation. He's gonna go. I'm gonna leave him the keys to one of my vans so he can just do the work while I'm out. Because I don't want to burn any bridges with my with the company that I contract with. So that's where I'm gonna be leaving him the keys to one of my vans, and he can just call me. He can call me in the morning. I'll just gas up the van for him and whatnot. But just want to make sure I got that stuff ironed out before I head out. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in there. Let's try to figure this out real quick. Still come on this way. Spot. So yeah. If you guys know who I am, I've been doing this since the late 90s. I've been delivering. I've done everything, as you guys may know. I've done appliances, pharmaceutical, chemical, mail, furniture, assembly, jungle gyms, exercise equipment. I've delivered and assembled, and I've done it all with LLC, without an LLC, with insurance, without commercial insurance. So everything, I've done it all, all avenues of it. And it's not what you guys think that a lot of people may say that you need a bunch of insurance or a bunch of you know, you need an LLC, you need commercial insurance, you need late model vehicles. It's just a bunch of lies. They assume you need an LLC to do this, and at the end of the day, you really don't. There are some companies that will require it, but they're very minimal. Um, because at the end of the day, said this before that um, you're just a cheat code for them in regards to them paying you on 1099. You get a cheat code. You know, it's not like it's this is like actual business. Estamos bien, gracias a Dios. It's not like this is like actual business. You know, I run it as a business due to the fact that I will be having a total of four. Um, I'm about to buy a little box truck when I get back from Miami, but I got three vans and I got one car, so I actually had drivers. I pay them on a weekly basis. Um, one's on standby, the other one I drive all the time. I drive a few days a week, sometimes every day of the week. Depends if I'm not busy with the real estate stuff because I am a realtor. So I run it as a business, but you as an individual, you're basically a cheat code for the companies, so they don't have to pay. They don't gotta pay insurance. They don't gotta pay Social Security. They don't gotta pay. All they don't gotta match. All everything that's required to have when you have a payroll. So you use a cheat code. They don't have to have a vehicle. They're not paying maintenance. So they're gonna pass that down to you, and they're gonna pay you on 1099. So that's why a lot of companies will just hire you, and don't. You are a 1099 self-employed, but it's at the end of the day, it is their business, and you're just helping them run their business. You're not, it's not. That's why you don't need an LLC. You don't need a bunch of insurance. Like I can tell you right now, the van I'm in right now has regular insurance under my personal policy. When I do get back from Miami, I will be changing everything around because I am getting busier, and there will be an opportunity for me to have up to like six vans. So I will be out of my three vans, only one of them has a commercial plate, which is my oldest van. Every The other two have regular plates. They don't have commercial plates. They don't have commercial insurance, due to the fact that I don't need it. And the company who I deal with directly, it's me and them. There is no middle. There is no middle person. They, they wanted a service. I provide the service. I got to provide a service to them because I was working there through a courier company, but the courier company was doing a lousy job of getting good drivers because it's hard to get good drivers. So at the end of the day, they decided to replace all their drivers that were on 1099 that were being supplied by this company. I was one of them, to give them all, and then they hired their own in-house drivers, but they called me back because I had a relationship with the company, so they decided to give me the opportunity because they knew I've done it in the past. So as of right now, I have three, and I will have a possibility to have six once I get back from Miami. Maybe sometime in August. That's why I'm going to be replacing. I am going to replace all the insurances on my vans. They will all have commercial insurance, and I will, because it's just to protect myself. Um, because I do have drivers, so I will have a commercial policy that will allow them to drive the vans, and if anything happens, it falls on them. It doesn't fall on my personal policy. But I've had the commercial policy in the past. But like I was saying, if it's just you as an individual or you and your spouse, you can run your regular insurance with your regular plate. Companies are not going to care, because again, you're just like a cheat code for them to save money on the long run. But there's a lot of people on here and different platforms saying that you need to get a LLC, you need to get a business, you need a business bank account, you need to get a, a a bunch of crap. But it is basically all lies. It's all lies. Um, I can say that it seems like a lot of people that give advice have never done this a day in their life. I've done it for a long time, but it is what it is. But if you have any questions, like as far as like where to get the work, what to do in situations, how much you should get expect to get paid. And I've always said it, if you're new, if they are willing to give you an opportunity, don't go in there trying to break bank, because at the end of the day, it comes down to a relationship with them. Because I can say, when I first started with a company, which was one of the most paying companies I was ever with, being a courier company. It was a Canadian company called Velocity, and I got in there. They were literally, like, you probably heard the story before. They were literally like 5 minutes from my house. I got in there making roughly about a hundred bucks a day, 90, $100 a day, in my cargo van. I was, I was doing a few things in the morning, and it was very, very easy. I was delivering office supplies for a startup company, and the startup company didn't have too much money, so I took it because I saw a lot of movement. I saw a lot of movement in this warehouse. They should deliver chemicals to pharmaceutical companies, so they'll deliver raw materials so they can make the pills and the medication. And I saw there was an opportunity there, and I had experience in the past with box trucks. But when I went in there, I went in there with a cargo van. I just bought the van because I just saw it. I saw it on Craigslist. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this van. I was gonna make it for to go camping, but I was on Craigslist, and I was like, let me look for jobs, and I saw this job. But I went in and making $80 a day, working 3 hours in the morning. And keep in mind, I had another business at the time, but I went in there making no money. Nobody wanted the job because it was only paying $80 a day. Um, so so I went in there making whatever I was making. But and then it came down to when the opportunity struck, I was able to make like a lot more money. Um, Let me see. Someone had a comment here about it's better to have an LLC for liability. Well, not really, because what type of liability are you gonna have? That you got cargo in your van. The cargo is in your van. You get into an accident. You can just have a commercial policy. You can have a commercial policy. You can have cargo insurance without having an LLC. You can go ahead and get an LLC if you want. I'm not saying that to get it, but in some states it costs $500, and you have to maintain it. But that's what you have commercial policies for. You know what I mean? You have commercial policies for, and you also have cargo insurance to protect you. What else? What else? What other protection would you need? Um, for example, look at Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. You're basically doing the same thing. Do you have an LLC to do Uber, Lyft, DoorDash? Um, all these apps, do they require an LLC? No, because at the end of the day, they have insurances in place to protect you. Now, if you have a big company, for example, if you're going in people's houses, and you're a builder, or you have something that can potentially get you in a pinch, and people may want to go after you, then you can go get an LLC. And then again, if it's cheap enough to get it, but in some states it's very expensive. Some states it's probably $60 a year, but you know, it's the hurdle. If you want to get it, you can get it. But a lot of people say they get it, but at the end of the day, they don't even need it. They don't ask for it. A lot of these companies actually sell you insurance, so they actually sell you that protection. Um, and trust me, it's at the end of the day, it's no one gonna be going after you if it's just you as an individual. That's what insurance falls at. That's what insurance is for. Now, if you have $1 million company, if you have $1 million companies and you're making tons and tons of money, and you become a target, then you get it. But I don't think people in here making millions and millions of dollars that people may want to target. But good comment though. Let's see. Um, Let me see. Let's see. I'm from New York. New York, New York is kind of New York is kind of tricky. New York is busy, is a busy place. But it's just like I think I posted a video here. I was at the grocery store, and I will follow up with this guy. I was gonna follow up with this with this information that I got from a driver that I saw unloading pharmaceuticals, and there's a potential to make like $3,000 a week. I haven't followed up with him because I got so busy with this company, people calling out and going on vacation. So I myself have been busy. That's why I'm like all tanned up because I'm outside working a lot. But you just gotta network. If you see people delivering, ask. There's tons of people delivering in New York. There's tons of people delivering in New York. There's tons of people delivering in New Jersey. You can check on all these platforms. Indeed, CB Driver, Craigslist. There's tons of spaces that you can try to apply for these jobs. You can just Google search it. You don't have to. Like I've said it many times, you don't have to, pay for no list. Like all the jobs that I've gotten them all through Craigslist. Majority of Craigslist and CB Driver. I get alerts from CB Driver every day of the week. I get alerts from CB Driver in my area. So just check CB Driver. There's probably jobs on there right now. And like I was saying, like don't go in there trying to be like, oh, I need to make 500 because I saw it on the video. I should make 500. No. You go in there and make a living. Start off making a living. After you do that and they get to know you, they're gonna start paying you more money. Once you see that they can't keep drivers, you can go to the manager. Listen, I need to make some more money. At the end of the day, they will give you more money because if they don't want to keep losing drivers. If there's a high turnover, and there's a high turnover in this business, due to the fact that people think or assume they should make X amount of money, at the end of the day, it's not what it is. And then I gotta repair my van. A lot of people quit after the first breakdown. You know, I've been in this business so long that people may start, their transmission goes and they're gone. They're out. Oh, I gotta spend $3,500 in the transmission. I'm out. They don't get back in the business. A lot of people don't start because companies pay. Companies will pay you like, you gotta work for 3 weeks. 3 weeks out, so you gotta pay your gas for 3 weeks before you see your first check. They can't afford it. People don't have savings like that, and that's one of the things that you gotta look at. So some of them may even pay you net 30, so you won't see a check for like 30 days, and you won't see a check for 3 weeks. So you gotta have that in mind. But a lot of people quit after the first breakdown. The first breakdown, or when they have to go on vacation and the wife's nagging because they want to go on vacation, and it's that type of work that you have to fill in your own work. You gotta fill in your own drivers. And a lot of people will quit because they can't find someone to help them out. But like I said, let me see. Yeah, thanks. What cargo van do I recommend? I've only used the E series vans. I'm on my 6 vans, E series. Some people swear that the Chevy GMC's, the vans are better. I just, I've done Ford so long. I know Ford. I know Fords will run on 2 cylinders. They will run till they die. But they both have their issues. But I'm more familiar with the Ford E series. It's very easy. They're very, very easy to work on. The brakes are very, very easy to work on. So if you want to do your own stuff, because you save a lot of money by doing your own maintenance, oil changes are real simple to do in these vans. The starters are real simple. Alternators are super easy. Changing the belts, it's super easy in these vans. So the suspension components on these vans are super easy. compared to the GMC or the Chevy Express. You know, so if you want to do your own maintenance, I will go with the E series because it's kind of built to be worked on by the owner. That's my opinion. I have three of them right now. One of them has about 360,000. The other one's about to hit 300, and one has 120. The one that has 360,000, I bought that van with 109,000. It's got 360, and that van runs. Then again, I do maintain it. In it, I put an alternator in it. I put manifolds in it because all that stuff seems to leak. You could have drove it the way it was, but I like my vans to run smooth. But anyway, but the one has 360. I retired one. The one that I used to do the paper, I retired that van with like 380,000, and I bought it with like 90,000. So I would go E series. If you're looking at like high roofs and stuff, I would try to get something like in the E series or Chevy Express, like a 10-foot box truck. Due to the fact, people might say, oh no, but the gas is more efficient on a new Transit high top. The thing with the Transit high tops, and I know because I'm in a lot of dealerships a lot, and I talk to dealers, I talk to mechanics, I've become friends with mechanics at the dealerships. For example, the Ford Transit high top, the one that everybody has and they're doing the deliveries in. The Ford Transit high tops comes with a smaller engine and they usually turbo. The turbo makes up for the lack of power. Okay, turbos happen to go off in a lot. Turbos go, but when you get, for example, this van here, this van is not turbo. This van is strictly a V8 with a 4.6, and those vans, I think, they're like 4 cylinders with a turbo. So what happens when those vans are not loaded? They're efficient. They run smooth. This van loaded, it's less efficient. Okay, this van, I'm sorry, unloaded, that van's efficient. This van unloaded, it's less efficient. But when you put the load in, once you put the load in, that 4-cylinder turbo is going to struggle to move those 3,500 pounds. Versus this van, you put 3,500 pounds in this van, it's going to run better and more efficient than the 4-cylinder turbo. You know what I mean? Because that smaller engine is going to work harder to move that 3,500 pound load, versus this van is gonna move it with no issues. Okay, I learned that like years ago because I used to have a Ford ECV 6-cylinder, and one of my coworkers had a 350, and I'm like, dude, that 350 is like a gas guzzler for what we're doing. We're doing light work, and at the end of the day, it makes sense. And I found that out later that if you once you load these vans and they start struggling to move the load, they're gonna burn more fuel. But if you got that high power van, you got that big van that you put that load on it and it's still gonna move it with no issues, that's where the fuel efficiency goes in. So those Ford Transits, like, yes, they're not that much more fuel efficient, but when you put the load in them, that efficiency goes down. And you put the load in this and it moves normal. It's not gonna struggle because the engine is big enough to move it. But so yeah, my recommendations, E series. If you want to get something bigger, you can always get the E series. With the which I'm gonna start to get. I'm gonna try to get when I come back. I'm gonna get so it's gonna have the E series front, but it's gonna have the little box in the back with the pull-up door with the single wheel. That's what I'm gonna get, just so I can stand up in it. So I'm tired of hunching over. It's V8, and it's meant to like transport stuff. Like the Ram Pro Masters, those things are front wheel drive. Those things are made to move feathers. You put loads in them axles snap, and they're not so good. So I recommend stay away from those. But E series, it is for me. But it's all preference. And I probably got a couple shorts either here on TikTok, like those Ford Transits, man. they nice when they new, but they have rear end issues. The horse can't figure it out. They wear the brakes in the back super quick for some reason. When you replace the brakes, you gotta pull the whole axle out to replace the calipers in the back. It's like it's turbos are not. I'm not a fan of turbos because turbos seem to go out a lot. So. So, yeah, that's the VA power. But anyway, but that's what I recommend. Anyway, so going back, so when you get into this company, man, it's um, just go in there, build that relationship and make you that go-to person, because that's all. At the end of the day, like, that's all. That's what's gonna make you money. Being that go-to person. Don't be greedy. Like, don't be greedy. Because you don't know how many times the warehouses, dispatches, like, can you? Oh no, they want eggs. They want crazy money. They think that they should make $3, $4 a mile. It's just ridiculous, and I don't blame them because they're getting a lot of the information from the wrong places. So, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. What people assume they should be getting for this type of work and what the reality is. And there's a lot of like people who exaggerate how much they make, or they never made it in their life. It just it's just a clickbait, and at the end of the day, it's just crazy. Like, for example, I'm gonna show you something without showing you too much. All right, this is the run that I did yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you how much I charged them for this. I did it in this van, by the way. Show you what this was. I'm gonna give you information. All right, I charged them for this $370. Okay, I got to the warehouse. What time is it right now? Let me see. It's 10:14. I gotta be there in 15 minutes. They're on the corner. I could be there about 10:30. I'm out by 11. Anyway, same thing yesterday. I showed up 11. I didn't get out of here by 11:45. I had to check in. I like to check my stuff, make sure I got everything before I go, because I am responsible. If I lose it, I gotta pay for it. That's where the liability comes in, but not the LLC. That's where cargo insurance comes in. But anyway, stuff cheaper. Anyway, so I charged them $370. This was 118 miles, but when they say 118 miles is from the warehouse back to the warehouse, okay? But I go deliver and then I go home, so you can't factor the 118 miles. 2 hours and 56 minutes. 30 orders, whatever that means. But it was about 10 stops. I think it was like 10 stops, 11 stops. So this is what the root dollar was. This is how much the company made on this delivery. Ready? Here it is. You see that? Oh, it's probably backwards. Anyway, you can flip that around. Sorry. So you see that bottom number? That's a $7,000 number. 118. But that's the total distance. And that's basically it. All right. So it's upside down too. Hey, maybe if I put it this way. Oh no. Anyway, but that's just what I so it was 370. I was done at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I didn't leave here till 11:30. I was done at 3 o'clock. Then it took me 45 minutes to get home, and that's it. 370 is what I charge for that. A lot of people will say, nah, you gotta charge 500 for that, or you gotta charge 600. 370. It wasn't always 370. It's just that relationship. Like they know, I know how to sort stuff. I know how to put my paperwork in order. I know how to check stuff. I really make any mistakes, and that's what they want. They don't want mistakes. They could probably get somebody for $250, $200, but that paper's they're gonna take longer because this is going to the dealership, so they have to have the stuff in by the end of the day. You know what I mean? And they want someone that's gonna drop the right stuff off at the right places, because this they don't have like Amazon. We don't have technology. This is like this and this is this too. You gotta look, check order, boom, boom, bang, man. Have everything's visual. You know, there's a lot of safety measures in other companies where they scan with phones and you mistake. So it's like it's dummy proof. This is not dummy proof. This is like you gotta be like on your A game. So they don't mind paying it. It is. I'm covering for one of the drivers. So I did it Monday. I did it on Tuesday. The gas to run that is probably like $25, $30. Cause it's short run, boom, boom, boom. And then I got the the V8, so it ain't gonna struggle. This thing will idle and it'll take the load on idle, but something like that. And I can say no, like when the guys were working, when they had the courier company, that route would pay about $280 on a courier, $280 on the courier. So like $280 plus the gas. So when that route was on a courier run, right now it's on an employee run, it was probably about paying $280. So you could still be able to make about $250 a day, which is only basically working 11:30. That's 4-hour days. So it's roughly about $50-$60 an hour to work in your cargo van. But then I have other routes there that my driver does, that the routes are only 3 hours long, and I only charge them $300 for that route, which is the route I'm going to do now, and that one is roughly the same amount of miles. It's $300. I pay the driver, I pay the fuel. At the end of the day, boom, boom. So I make about $150 a day profit. I pay the fuel and I pay the driver. The driver, I pay him a flat rate. He makes $120. He works 2 hours or he works 4 hours. He makes $120. That's it. That's what I get. It's easier for me. I could pay him hourly, but I just give him a flat rate because sometimes he may work 4.5 hours. He may have traffic because it's summertime. So but there's been a few times he only works 2 hours and I still give him $120. He works 4 hours and still gives $120. So that's the deal that I have with him. I pay the fuel. So roughly on that one, I make $150 a day, $750 a week, without me stepping foot in that van. Some people might say I'm not making enough, but you know what? For me, I make enough. I just wrote a check for my daughter's university for like $9,000. I make enough for that. I make enough to help my daughter with her education. I already helped my son with his education. He's 24. Now I'm helping my youngest with her education. I may not leave them millions, but they're not gonna have debt. My son graduated college with no debt. I paid every single penny. He had to pay. I paid it. Because I wanted him to focus on school. He had a part-time job, but that was his part-time job. I paid everything. So at the end of the day, they can say, "Daddy paid for my education." Say to my daughter, I just wrote a check. First semester, $9,000. That's just room and board. She's got scholarships, but room and board, $9,000. Spring semester, another $9,000. But once I can do that, I can enjoy myself. My wife works part time. That's what I'm happy. So anyway, so figure. So I make $750 on that one van. The other van is the same exact way. At $750, that's about $1,500 without me stepping foot in the van. After my expenses every week, and then whatever else I do above that, I do myself, and I keep the whole thing. So that's what. Then I have a car that my daughter drives that she does pharmaceuticals in, with a company that I've been doing it for a long time. So, but she mostly keeps all the money for herself. She gives me a little bit of that, unfortunately. But that's just basically, how things work. But you know what I mean. But it's a lot of miscommunication. Do not pay course. Do not pay somebody. It's cbdriver.com, Craigslist, Indeed, network. See somebody in the van with no lettering, unloading boxes. Yo, who you delivering with? They gonna tell you. I don't know if I posted it on YouTube, but I got a video. If not, if I didn't post it, I will post it. I will post it. If not, find it on my TikTok. But I will post a video. Like this guy he gave me his phone number, his boss's phone number. They deliver pharmaceuticals to CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Walmart. They deliver medications in those totes. I've done that in the past. I did that in the past with BVEX. So I'm familiar with that. He told me, if you just do strictly medications, you're gonna get 1,500. And those people work till noontime, 7 to noon. They're done by no later than 1 o'clock. They're done. They arrive at the warehouse at 7 a.m. They scan all their totes. They load their totes. They leave. They're done by 1. Due to the fact that pharmacists like to have their medications at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But he told me if you add mail, meaning mail picking up and dropping off mail at post offices. So on that one, that's where that little 10-foot box truck comes in, because I can do both. If I do both jobs, the pharmaceutical while I do the mail, I can make $3,000. $3,000 is the potential payout every week, Monday through Friday. But the catch is when these companies, when they hire you, you need to go there every day. Rains, it shines, no van, vacation time. So that's why you have to cover your own behind when it's time to for you to take a day off. Let me see. No, brother. I'm 46 years old. But thanks for the compliment. Now I'm 46. I was born 1978. I'm a 90s baby. I started this in the late 90s. Anyway, thanks though. But anyway, yeah, so like I was saying, so you know how you get that? No drugs and no alcohol. I drunk very little in my life, and I did smoke for a little bit though. I haven't smoked a cigarette in like 12 years, but no drugs. But I was saying, so when you combine those two together, it's when you can make that 3,000. But I'm comfortable with the 1,500. Due to the fact is they only work till noontime. It's easier for me to get a driver, and if I can get I can get somebody on Social Security, I can get somebody on unemployment that wants to make that quick money, and I'll pay them cash. I'll pay them cash. I'll pay cash and write off everything, because there's so many write-offs you can do on this. It's crazy. So if I can get that person, I'll give them that 120 cash, and I can still make that $750 a week. Which is you make 750 here, 750 there, but you times that times 5 vans, you 3,000 a week without leaving your home. You're at $12,000 a month. Just, hey, I'm here at the gas station, and I go on my app and I turn the pump on. Hey, I'm at the gas station, I turn the pump on. That's what I do in the morning. When I'm not driving, I turn the pumps on, and when they need gas, I turn the pump on from my app. That's how I fuel up my vehicles, and it keeps it on my app how much gas I've pumped all year. So get an app if you're gonna plan on getting another van, or if you're gonna have someone help you out. Get an app so you can turn the pumps on for them. I use SmartPay by Cumberland's, the commercial one, because the commercial one is a little better. But you don't have to get the commercial. You can get the regular one. Just turn on the pump for your drivers if you have any. But yeah, man, just go out there, cbdriver.com. I'm not sponsored by them. I've been saying cbdriver.com now for the last, Jesus, I made my first video on YouTube probably 6.5 years ago, and now it's just an influx of people talking about this, that they don't know what they're talking about. They're just looking for the likes and the views and in the Discord or whatever it is. I don't even know what Discord is, but anyway, because my son says, Dad, do this, do that. So I'm like, nah, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for all that, you know, membership. But yeah, but cbdriver.com. Like I said, I get stuff from them every single day of the week. I get stuff from them. Um, um, so, or you can just Craigslist got a bunch of crap nowadays, but a lot of my works come from Craigslist, and Indeed, online. Just Google courier companies, call them up, call them up. Yeah, what type of vehicle do you got? I got a Ford Transit. You could lie. I got a Ford Transit. Yep. What do you got? What do you guys you got? Oh, come inside. You go in there. I got a Ford Transit. I got experience. Just say you got experience. Just tell them you worked for mom and pop shops. Tell them you work for like whatever. Just make up a name of companies. Tell them you work for, you know, whatever company you want to tell you work for. Um, and they'll tell you what they got. They'll tell you how much they pay, and they always got a little wiggle room. They always got wiggle room. So if they say they pay 200, oh man, you do, how? Always ask this: how many miles? If it's round trip, and how many stops? Round trip means if you got to pick up at the warehouse and bring back returns, or if you're done, then you go home. So, but if it's a job, let's say you live here, right, and you got to pick up here, and then you have to deliver here. So how can I say this? All right. So a lot of people say, "Oh man, that pickup location is mad far." So let's say the pickup location is 50 miles from your house. You say, "Okay, do you have any work going back to my house, like 50 miles in your direction, or 60 miles in your direction?" So what happens is you may drive the hour and a half to pick up your load, but you're driving back the hour and a half back to your area to deliver, and you're done. And then the next day you do the same thing. You drive the hour and a half to pick up the load, and you deliver in your area. If is that's golden, because I rather drive the hour and a half in the morning when I'm amped up, got some coffee in me, and I get there, versus I'm tired. Now I gotta drive an hour and a half. I rather drive an hour and a half in the morning, pick up my load, but deliver in my area. So when I'm done, I'm in my area 5-10 minutes from my house, and I go home. And plus, you know your area better, so always look for that. So even if the work's far away, oh man, this warehouse is like an hour from my house, an hour and 30 minutes from my house. Call them up. Hey, you got work coming this way? Yeah, I do. Boom, go get it. Go get it, bring it back. Go get it, bring it back. Go get it, bring it back. You know what I mean? So that's something you can look into. Sometimes you can get something in your area going over there, like pick up something in your area, drive it halfway there. You could call company. Hey, you call company. Say, hey, you got anything going to this area, which is the same direction of your other pickup? Yeah, I got something in the morning. Well, I'll take it. You're looking for drivers, and so you pick it up in your area, drive it over there. It could be one stop. Drive it over there. It could be a transfer. Drive it over there, and then pick up your stuff, and then drive back to your house. You're done. So you do two at once. So don't be discouraged if that pickup location is mad far. Call them up, meet with them. They may have something going back to your area that you may not have to go back to. All right. So that's my little advice there, because I've done it before. I've sat in traffic for like an hour and 50 minutes. Like, oh my god, like I gotta pull over, urinate, because an hour, 2 hours sometimes in traffic. But when I will get there, it's like go back home on no traffic, boom, 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 and I was done. So my whole work day was like 5 hours, 4 hours, because that hour and a half, hour and 50 minutes was like standing in traffic. But once I got there and got my stuff, I used to fly back to the house. It'd take me like 40 minutes to get where I'm at, deliver around my area, and then go home. And I did that for a while. All right. But anyway, I gotta let you guys go. Let me see if I have any more. Are you running for 3 people? 3. Kendall. Wait a minute. Are you running for 3? Am I running for 3 people company? No, I'm not getting the question, but no, I run for myself. I run for myself. I'm direct with the company. I don't know if you got that in the first half of the video, but I I'm with a company that it's me and the company, just me and the company. That's it. Me and the manager like this. Me and the priest manager like this. Cause I get it done. And I'm reasonable, and I don't complain. It's one people like I hate people that complain. Like my driver yesterday, oh, I got a pallet. Oh, I got these long boxes, and he's new at this. He doesn't even know how to load a van. Like I tell him, like you put your last stop in the van first, so that your last stop goes right here. Your first stop goes in the ass, and he does it backwards for some reason, and whatever. And that gets under my skin, but that's the way he understands it. Let him do it that way. But he's like, oh, this stuff ain't gonna fit. I'm like, yes, it is. You put that on top of that, because a lot of people want to deliver and they want to load the floor. And I'm like, this van is freaking 4.5 feet high. Load, stack those boxes to the top. Why they always gonna be on the floor? And once they get to the back door, oh, it's full. No, it ain't. How about all this air on the top of the van? Fill that stuff in too. But anyway, that's just the way. I don't know. That's just the way that I guess he's very unexperienced. But he does a good job though. Like when I go, I ask, like today I'm gonna go, hey, how's my guy going? He's great, he's great, he's great, he's great. So as long as they tell me he's great, like I don't care how he loads his van. If I gotta correct him sometimes, I would just correct him like what he's doing wrong, but he usually does by himself. He only calls me when he breaks down and when he needs gas. But he's had a couple breakdowns, No. One was like the transmission. Did I put a video up on that? Anyway, that it wouldn't shift because these vans got like a little bushing that shifts the gear. It came off because I'm up here in New England where it snows, so that stuff get dried out and it came off. And the other time he left the keys in the van. I'm like, what you left the van for? No, and the other time was a starter. I'm like, don't turn the van off because I think you need a starter. And he went to McDonald's and he's like, in the nicest area. He's like, yo, I'm like, you should have left the van on, or you should went to the drive-thru. I'm like, just next time, leave the van on and just lock all the doors and leave the back door open, and whatever. But anyway, he locked the van, he turned the van on, and it wouldn't start. And I'm like, you gotta go and you gotta try to. And thank God, he got it started, and then he drove back like the hour back when he was at, and then I replaced the starter myself. But he's a good driver, and my other driver, Howdy, he's a professional driver. He's like, he's collecting. He's already collected his Social Security, because he's got some little issues with his back. I don't know about that, but he works. He's like a retired FedEx driver, so he runs circles around any other person that I know making delivery, but not me though. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching the video. God bless. If you have any questions, you can leave them in my you can leave them in the comment section, and I will get to it later. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I will leave my TikTok. If you're in TikTok, I got some videos on there too. But thanks for watching. God bless, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.